vaccinated before you can go? Do you have to have a PCR test before you can go? Where do you think they're going to go on that ilk?
I think some countries will just say you can come because they'll look at where we are in infection rates. We're going to have a lot of people vaccinated by then. I don't think it's possible by the 21st of May to get everyone COVID passports. And I also think COVID passports are a problem because no 18-year-olds are getting the jab, so then they don't have a passport. And realistically, anyone under the age of 40 is unlikely to have their second jab until the end of the summer anyway, and that would cut the whole family market out. I think some of these overseas territories are just so desperate for tourism to come back that they're just going to say, come, we'll take the risk.
I mostly agree, because I think the economic imperative of getting Turkey operating, Greek islands operating, the Spanish islands operating is such that their local governments will force it. But I still think it will be a PCR test on the way out. I can't see testing disappearing this summer because it's too easy to leave it in place. If you take it away and you get an infection, you're going to get criticised. If you just leave it in place, depending on the cost, how much it will impact travel, really.
Yeah, you may be right. Either way, it's going to be a mess because there's going to be a lot of capacity put on in that period because people want to get their planes back flying and it's all going to book incredibly late. But I think there will be a big bounce because people are desperate to do stuff. But I also think that the underlying demand is not going to be where it was 18 months ago because of the economic circumstances people find themselves in.
I agree. Brooksy, you're being too quiet. So what percentage?
Not yet.
No, I'm going to ask you a question before you answer it. What percentage of sales compared to 2000 and the last good year of 2018-19 do you think we'll get this summer? What percentage?
60.
Okay. Reasonable guess, I think. I wouldn't argue with that. Maybe a bit lower. It depends on how quick the capacity can be added back, really, and when it can start. Because obviously the earlier it starts, the easier it is to have flying across the full summer. Starting up in August for a destination that finishes in October is a great idea in terms of profitability. Will, what do you think?
I don't think 60 is going to be a million miles away, but it's going to sell late because, fine, we can travel on the 17th of May. And I really don't think these dates are going to go back. I think if anything, they might come forward because the vaccines are going so well and infection rates are dropping so quickly. I think it's going a lot better than everyone expected to do. So I can't see the dates going back. But you just don't know what's going to happen in the overseas destinations. You don't know what's going to happen with vaccine testing. And I think that will put a lot of people off this year and they'll do staycations because there's some certainty about it rather than messing around with refunds again.
What about the prices of staycations compared with overseas holidays? Because isn't it going to be really expensive to stay in the UK this summer?
Yeah, I think it probably